right. Let's see. Wait on YouTube. All right. Hello and welcome. I'm Stooge, and today we are going to be returning to the Great Ace Attorney. Give me just a moment. Let me make sure my now live notification got out on my Discord, which you can join here. And then we will get started. And I am sorry about yesterday, but I don't know. Yesterday I was in a funk of some sort. So I did not. Where did I put? Oh, there it is. So I did not finish the stream on Silk Song. Instead, what I ended up doing was just I switched over to Drop Pockets, which is an extremely fun game that is similar to Elatro, but cool. All right, let's see where. Oh, there it is. Let's turn up the game audio. Alright. Time to start episode 4, The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro.
I begin to think, Wilson, said Sholmes, turning his head languidly in my direction, that there is more to this case than that which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover. His eyes wandered, following the steam rising from his cup of herbal tea, leading him to the distant memory of that snowy evening. To the young lady collapsed on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife in her back. Lit in the soft glow of gas lamps, a most extraordinary scene had been set. And under the cover of a light fog, the curtain had risen silently on the insoluble mystery of our invisible killer.
February 19th, 9:47 a.m., British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. Did you sleep last night? Did you sleep last night, Mr. Naruhodo? No. Not at all. It was an enormous hotel, wasn't it? The rooms were so luxurious. I felt like we were staying in a palace. With all the glass lights tinkling, it was brighter than day, even in the middle of the night. What about the enormous beds? After my time on the SS Buria, I wasn't going to waste a single inch of that space. I spent the entire night rolling from side to side, from one side of the mattress to the other side, to the other. Oh yes, it really was the sort of night you can only dream of normally. Except when I learned that we owed £3 for the rooms, that dream quickly turned into a nightmare. Oops, sorry about that. The building was so impressive and the entrance so inviting, I just wandered in without thinking. In a lodging house in Japan, the sum of money would put a roof over your head for a whole year. Ah, yes, conversions. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't keep my tears away when we were presented with the bill. I really am sorry. Well, never mind. We must find some affordable lodging straight away, though. If we're not careful, our entire stipend will be used up in 10 days, or less. I would think that since they're here as a part of a cultural exchange program, there would have been lodging already predetermined rather than them having to figure out their own lodging. Ugh. London is a scary place. Oh, good evening to you at this early hour. Oh yes, we are, well, good morning to you, Lord Chief Justice. We have come to report on the outcome of the trial at the Old Bailey yesterday. Susato-san is amazing. She doesn't bat an eyelid, even in the presence of the imposing Lord Strongheart. Yes, I believe he had a very comprehensive initiation into the British courtroom practices. Oh, yes, it was very eye-opening. Thank you. And in accordance with your instructions, Lord Strongheart, Mr. Naruhodo performed his duty to the end. Yes, I've heard that. I've already been apprised of the events. Or apprised. I believe the British say apprised. I could be wrong. You conducted a remarkable defense. You may consider the test passed. Oh. No longer are you a student from the Empire of Japan. You may henceforth claim to be a fully fledged lawyer. My country is delighted to welcome young talent from such a remote eastern land. Thank you very much. So I'm a lawyer now. Now, in view of your new appointment, I have a fresh case in mind for you. I'd like you to take it on at once. I trust you that won't be a problem. Another case already? Nothing trains a lawyer than practical experience. Not entirely wrong. I'm sure I don't sense dissatisfaction, do I? It's just that yesterday's trial ended unusually. I haven't quite come to terms with it. What's to come to terms with? The man was cleared. What more were you hoping for? Okay, we're going to just skip this because this is from last week. Dorby, yes. I just can't help wondering if Mr. McGilded really was innocent. Ah, Mr. Naruhodo. It's just that I never managed to ascertain the truth. And then the trial ended. Well, you needn't let it trouble you for a second longer. Sorry. What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? Magnus McGilded passed away immediately following the trial. So is that the person that was inside the coach when it went up? No! What? Mr. McGilded is dead? I have 19 minutes and 41 seconds until my next engagement. Time enough to talk. McGilded's death. I don't understand. What happened? How can he be dead? After the trial concluded yesterday, there was a great commotion in the Old Bailey. As you'll presumably recall, an omnibus had been wheeled into the courtroom. Yes, of course, that was the scene of the crime which Mr. McGilded had been accused of. Precisely. Well, while the bailiff's attention was diverted by some other matter, the omnibus went up in flames. No! How could such a thing have happened? That is being investigated as we speak, but already. The police have identified a corpse found inside the charred shell of the carriage as that of Mr. McGilded. That's awful! The man must have slipped inside while his attention was elsewhere. I don't think he slipped inside. I think he was put inside. Give me a moment. I need to... Yeah, reply to Strager real quick. That bailiff really needs to pay more attention. And how could that have happened? That is also being investigated as we speak. Thinking back now, immediately after the trial, Mr. McGill did mention going back into the courtroom to look at the omnibus. Yeah, but he was also called back into the courtroom by a bailiff. My spacebar is acting funky and I hate it. Congratulations on winning the previous case with no loose ends left. Yeah, thanks, Pokey. How are you doing? An inspection of the omnibus? Not to my knowledge. I don't believe Scotland Yard had any intention of re-examining the carriage. But then who was Mr. McGill talking about? Never mind that now. The Yard is making a thorough investigation. This matter is no longer any concern of yours. Leave it to the police. Poor Mr. McGilded. So, how did you find your first taste of our country's Supreme Court? Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, it was wow. Mr. Naruhodo means that the whole experience was steeped in solemnity of Great Britain's long history. In the solemnity, that is a tongue twister of a word, of Great Britain's long history. It's really a world apart from our own judicial system in Japan, which is only a few short decades old. Wow, Susato-san has such a way with words. And you seem to have a way with failing to find the right ones. Oh no. Yes, I did see the XKCD comic. The surveyor, who measures everything and cuts nothing. And the serial killer, who cuts everything and measures nothing. The judicial system in this most advanced is the most advanced in the world. Learn all you can. The most advanced in the world, is it? It was fortunate that your very first trial was a simple affair. If it was so simple, why was there even a trial? Simple? That was simple? Apparently their crimes are the most advanced in the world too. As I believe I mentioned yesterday morning, it was a trial you couldn't lose. Are you the progenitor of the dark age of law? I don't mean to be contrary, Lord Strongheart, but the case was anything but simple. The circumstances of the case were so incriminating, I was stunned when I first heard them. There's also the fact that you could not actually investigate anything. In fact, I'm still finding it hard to believe that we managed to get a favorable verdict. Blah, blah, blah. Is something funny? No, my apologies. However, the fact is that you did receive the not guilty verdict you set out to achieve. And that can only be attributed to exceptional talent, wouldn't you agree? I suppose. Well, I don't know about that. Well, never mind. You exceeded my expectations, I freely admit. That much at least is undeniable truth. Which is precisely why I've prepared the new case for you that I mentioned before. Murderer! Right? If he prepared it, he's the one that did the murder. What do you think? What's going on? What was he going to say before? Yeah, there's no way you could lose. You're very talented for winning. Whoopsie. Lord Chief Justice Strongheart, I dare say that those two statements are mutually exclusive. Could you perhaps give us more details about the new case you mentioned? Don't tell me it's murder and the trial starts in 10 minutes. Don't worry, it's not something so alarming. It's not something so alarming or quite so urgent as your last assignment. In fact, this case is completely different. Oh, I see. Did he just read my mind? That is to say, no one has died as of yet. I'm sorry, what? And the trial will not be today. There is plenty of time to research the case thoroughly. 23 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds to be precise. So the trial's tomorrow then? Pulls out a knife. Yes, there you go. Give me a moment while I go prepare the trial. Is everything all right? Oh, yes. I'm just a little confused, that's all. Yesterday's trial was, well, it left me wondering if I'm really cut out for being a lawyer. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. Dang it. I don't know if I could face standing in that courtroom again after Mr. McGilda's trial. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. There is one similarity with yesterday's case. Once again, there is currently no one to advocate for the defense. Oh. If the situation remains unchanged, the trial will start tomorrow with the defendant unrepresented. And if that happens, I need to remind you of the inevitable outcome. The most terrible end awaits the defendant. Yes, that's right. Here we go again. Your time is up. You will have to excuse me. I would advise you begin making preparations for tomorrow's trial. After all, the clock is ever ticking. So here's my question. Do the British say advise? I don't think they do. I think they say advise. But yet they say apprise. I'm very confused by the... Yeah. There is now but 23 hours, 26 minutes, and 39 seconds until the court sits. Last time he mentioned the 23 hours, he said there was plenty of time. Yes, but I can say this with absolute certainty. As someone with ADHD, Time has a habit of getting away from you. And one more thing, Mr. Naruhodo. There's something I should like to ask you. Oh, what's that? Yesterday, you remarked upon something. That you intend to see through the will of your late compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I would be interested in hearing exactly what you meant by that. Inside 34 seconds. Oh, well, Kazuma always used to say, you see, that he wanted to learn how the greatest justice system in the world works so he could change ours in Japan. Now that he's gone, I'd like to work towards that myself. And there's another thing. Oh! Another thing, continue. On the way here, on the steamship, he said something to me. There's something very important that I have to do. Something very important. And what exactly would that be? He never had a chance to tell me. I suppose he would have done if he ever made it to the... Nope, wrong button. I suppose he would have done if he ever made it to Great Britain. You're out of time. Well, thank you for the enlightening discussion. Mr. Naruhodo, what's this all about? What's all this about? Mr. Asogi never once mentioned anything of the sort to me. I urge you both to focus your attentions on the matter at hand. I've taken the liberty of summoning the police inspector in charge of this case. He'll be able to apprise you of the details. How long has he been there? So, I wish you the best of luck and bid you farewell. There's something very important that I have to do. Kazuma-sama, what did you mean? It still doesn't make sense that she says Naruhodo or Mr. Naruhodo rather than Naruhodo-san or san. Yeah, Naruhodo-san. I'm not the only one that feels that way, right? I wish I knew, but honestly, he never told me. Anyway, we had better talk to the detective, don't you think? Not detective, the inspector. Yes, you're right. I hope I'm just imagining it, but I wouldn't say he's pleased to see us at all. Oh, look, he's got his fish and chips. Is this infinite fish and chips? It's infinite fish and chips. Could we trouble you? What do you think? Lovely weather, isn't it? What's the weather got to do with anything? Ugh. Listen to me, young Japanese upstart. Some frippery about the weather doesn't get every English gent eating out of your hand, you know. But Susada-san told me it was foolproof. I'm a busy man, a very busy man. There's a crime scene to investigate, and I'm here having to give the likes of you a talking to. Oh, I'm ever so sorry. Can you imagine what the other officers there will be saying, Haven't you seen Gregson anywhere, Haven't seen Gregson anywhere, have you? No, he's too busy with the bigwigs. No, he's too busy with the bigwigs these days. And all because some bumpkin who's here on a jaunt from a country I've never heard of. Hear that ripping sound? That's my reputation at the yard going to tatters. There's no need to rip us apart as well. I don't believe we've been introduced. This is Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a defense lawyer. Eh? It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant. Eh? It's lovely weather we're having today, isn't it? It is unseasonably fine, I grant you. London's winters don't see a lot of sunshine. Unbelievable. How did she pull that off? I can answer that question for you. It's the classic British if upper dip. And their need, at least ostensibly, to follow protocols, social protocols. And when they get called out for not following their social protocols, a lot of them get... So, Lord Strongheart asked me to fill you in on the case. The name's Tobias Gregson. Inspector Gregson to you from Scotland Yard. I should go Scottish, shouldn't I? Except for, well, no, because whenever I tried to do Irish, I kept ending up in Scotland. Gregson? Inspector Gregson? What's the matter with Susato-san? Does this detective's name mean something to her? I bet you this is the detective that most often worked with Sholmes and Wilson, the late Dr. Wilson. Inspector, are you perhaps the Inspector Gregson? Because if you remember, she's a stand for Sholmes. You're acting like you know this man, Susato-san, but he's a London detective. No, he's a London inspector. Get it right. Oh, I do know him very well, in fact. Very well? Yes, he features prominently in the adventures of Sherlock Sholmes. Oh, in that publication. What's it called again? Ranced magazine? That's right. Inspector Gregson and Mr. Sholmes enjoy a wonderful friendly rivalry. Now I'm drawing a blank on Sherlock's actual inspector. All right, now I gotta look that up. Give me a moment. Lestrade. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's take a look real quick. Let me double check something. What is Inspector Greg Lestrade? What was the name of the girl? What was her first name? I don't remember. Really? You rival the great Mr. Sholmes? That's incredible. Oh, well, I don't know about that. Mr. Sholmes isn't a professional like myself, of course, but he does come up with the goods from time to time. Yeah, the thief with the gun. What was her first name? Her last name's Lestrade. Gina. Okay. Mr. Sholmes is equally complimentary about you, Inspector, isn't he? You've earned his highest praise. I'm pressing X on that one. Gregson is the pick of a bad lot of all of the Scotland Yarders. Those were his own words. Does that sound like a backhanded compliment to anybody else? Or more accurately, is it saying that he is the worst of Scotland Yard, the worst that Scotland Yard has to offer? Because to me, it sounds like it's the worst that Scotland Yard has to offer. That's his highest praise? Well, Mr. Sholmes isn't particularly known for giving compliments, you see. So, you have Gina Lestrade in here, and you have Greg Lestrade in the actual Sherlock Holmes books. Okay. That he is not. And thanks to that magazine, my name's known all over London now. That's great, isn't it? I can't do undercover. I'll have to admit that to start with, I was a little, well, flattered by all the attention. Everyone wanted to shake my hand, and my reputation at the yard went through the roof. And then through the floor. Well, that's wonderful. No, it is not. There's nothing more sinister than the man on the street. People are always looking at me now. They're whispering rumors about me under their breath, I'm sure. Rumors? Are you quite sure? He's changed since he started appearing in those stories. The fame's gone to his head, stuff like that. Gosh, do you really think people are saying such mean-spirited things about you? Like I said, they whisper, so I can't catch exactly what they're saying, but I know what folks are like. Do you know what folks are like, or do you know what you're like? That is my question. I'm sure that's what they're saying. As sure as eggs is eggs. I said I was going to do Scottish, and I haven't yet. Oh, well, once it's in a rot, it's in a rot, you know. I get the feeling this detective could be very hard work. Oh dear, perhaps the sudden rise in fame does change people. You don't even know him. So, about the case that Lord Chief Justice mentioned before? Nothing to tell, really. As far as we're concerned at the yard, it couldn't be simpler. Oh dear, that probably means that as far as we're concerned as lawyers, it couldn't be more complicated. I wish you were wrong about that, but I have a nasty feeling you're right. A young woman was walking along the pavement on the Briar Road when she was stabbed from behind. Fortunately, it wasn't fatal, but she's laid up in the hospital unconscious. That's despicable. What sort of coward would attack a poor woman from behind? I suppose you would have finished whoever it was off with a Sasota takedown, wouldn't you? That is neither here nor there, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm so easily distracted. Brace yourself, Ryunosuke. You've angered her now. Anyway, after something of a whirlwind investigation, the criminal was arrested. He barely had time for a cup of tea after the incident took place, to be honest. Now you know you got the right guy. So there must have been something left at the scene that led directly to the culprit? Or perhaps a reliable witness recognized the person in question? Let me stop you right there. You're wasting your time on this one. I'm sorry. There's nothing you can do. There's no way to help the bloke now. Why ever not? Simple. The prosecutor that's been assigned to the trial tomorrow is Lord Barak van Zijks. Van Zijks. Barak van Zijks. No. Sounds like you've heard of him then. Oh yes, we're very familiar with. We're very familiar with Lord Van Zijks. Or Van Zijks. Zijks. I said I was going to use Zijks because of yikes. Believed to be the harbinger of death itself. The Reaper of the Bailey. Lord Baroque Van Zijks, who we faced in court yesterday. Mr. McGilda told us about him before the trial, didn't he? Alright, when Van Zijks stands for the prostitution, they call the accused sacrificial lambs. Okay, we're not gonna revisit this. No. Except for one. The Reaper of the Bailey nickname. I suppose he earned that because every defendant he advocates against is found guilty. Is that it? Well, if that is the case, we should inform you, Inspector, that in yesterday's trial against Lord Van Zeeks, Mr. Naruhodo secured a verdict of not guilty. And what of it? Well, I think that means even against the Reaper of the Bailey, it is not impossible to save the defendant. Other than the fact that the... No, you really don't have a clue, do you? What do you mean? What happened to the bloke in the end? He's dead. Ah, yeah. Magnus McGilda came a cropper in the omnibus when it came up in flames. When it went up in flames. So you can't rightly say you saved the defendant, can you? Honestly, that would make Van Zeeks the prime suspect in his murder, in my opinion. That and the Mr. Fairplay. What are you saying? Look, if Van Zeeks could get dirt to stick to everyone, he'd be a miracle worker. But that's not how it goes. He doesn't work miracles. He works magic, black magic, vampiric magic. I'd have a good long think about that if I were you. Are we really supposed to believe that? Right. Well, I filled you in as requested. I'm very nearly out of chips. So I'll be heading back to the crime scene now. We're still carrying out a few investigations there. It was Briar Road, you said, didn't you? Where the incident took place? That's correct, ma'am. And if you head over to the holding cells, you can meet the criminal himself. You've branded him a criminal already? He's as good as. Shaking like a leaf in his shell, he is. It'll give you a chuckle, if nothing else. He's inmate 53. Speak to the jailer and he'll show you the way. Inmate 53. Thank you. So there's no helping anyone against the Reaper of the Bailey, they say. Is something troubling you, Mr. Naruhodo? To tell the truth, when I recall the trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking. The idea of facing the Reaper in court again is... Well, if you think it's too much for you, there's no if you think it's too much for you, there's no shame in turning the case down. That takes courage, too. But if the man they have arrested is innocent... You could well imagine he would be shaking like a leaf in his cell. And I, for one, wouldn't find the sight funny. So, if I'm honest, I'm still reeling from the shock of yesterday's events myself. And I'm really not sure if I'll be able to help this man, whoever he is. But I'd like to try. So I think I'm going to make some inquiries. Will you help? Did you really think you had to ask? After all, I am your judicial assistant. Thank you. So then, shall we? Yes! Let's go! Alright. Briar Road or the prison? Let's go to the prison. Let's meet the defendant first. 19th February, local prison, cell 9. So these are British prison cells. Oh, they're ghastly. It feels like a dungeon. Yes, and having experienced it in Japan myself, I can assure you that our wooden cells feel a lot cozier than these cold stone walls. Oh, don't, Mr. Naruhodo. You're making it seem worse. Apparently, our client is in this cell here. But it's so dark in the back there, I can't make him out. I wonder what he's like. Inmate 53, your legal representative here to see you. Stop hiding at the back of the cell and show your face at once. Am I a cat, as yet with no name? Calling me by a number, it's utterly unbelievably, unjustly, unreasonable. I refuse to answer. Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think is going on here? I have no idea, but I wasn't just hearing things, was I? Oh, that tirade of complaints was in Japanese. His eyes are weird. Excuse me, but who? Shh! Quiet! They're all around, hiding. I know they are. They're watching, listening. Even now, I can sense it. Right. So, could I ask you who exactly? There you are. You've come to curse me, haven't you? Don't try to hide it. You're a ghost. A ghost? They're in the walls, man. We mean you no harm, prisoner-san. Are you Japanese by any chance? This is beyond my wildest dreams. Well, this is gonna be interesting. Forgive me for the outburst before. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's fine. We were just a little surprised, that's all. Imagine it! Being 12 long months since I left my homeland, and here I am in a frightful fix in a foreign land. So hearing the sweet sentimental tones of compatriots in this damp dark hole was a most monumentally moving moment. I think you're a bit early for the Ginyu Force tryouts. Who would have guessed that the new client Lord Strongheart assigned us would turn out to be a fellow Japanese? A fellow Nihonjin. Ah! What compassion my fellow countrymen to show. To dispatch a first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to defend a mere foreign student. Noble, nurturing, never-failing Nippon! He's gonna be sorely disappointed. And again, stop trying out for the Genmi Force. It's too early. A first-class lawyer? Oh dear. I think there's some sort of misunderstanding here. Something fell. I don't know what it... Oh, I do know what it is. Now I have to find it. At first I didn't know what it was. But then I thought... I know, it's a rare thing. I'll have to find it later. It's not super important right now. I wonder, would you be so kind to tell us what has happened? Why you've been detained as a suspect, for example? Yes, I can. I will. Shan't stay sullen and silent. I'm not quite sure what I understand what he means, but he seems happy. Yes, he does. I just hope he has a good he actually has a good reason to be. We'll see. Thank you for your cooperation. I'm a lawyer, as you said. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. And I am Naruhodo-san's judicial assistant, Susato Mikotoba. It still doesn't make sense why she wouldn't... It still doesn't make sense why she wouldn't refer to him as San regularly. I am a visiting student sent here by our government. What is your name, Mr. Visiting Student? Notably, notoriously named Natsume. Soseki Natsume. Sosuke na... Tell me about yourself, Miss Natsume-san. Soseki Natsume-san. What an unusual name. Call me Soseki, please. I'm a poet, you see, a writer of haiku. It's something of a nom de plume. Oh, Nanda what? A nom de plume? You mean an alias? That's right, Naruhodo-san. No, no, no. Don't be so prosaic. It's much more refined than that. I'm gonna say it's not. Yeah, literally just pen name. And haiku. That really reminds me of home. Did I hear you say you were a visiting student sent over here by the government? Yes, that's right. A year ago, I was told to go study English. First, I had to suffer that misery, and now this! It's beyond the pale! Take a hike, you. The Shanoi. No, I mean I've had an interest in Great Britain for some years, of course. Oh. But just because the government tells you to do something doesn't mean you can do it, no? But just because the government tells you to do something doesn't mean you can do it, though. No? What do you mean? If they told me to study English literature, that I could have understood. That's my field. But no, they told me to study the English language. Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly unreasonable. Utterly. Okay, no. I thought maybe, no. I see. Only the other day I was told to send a report about my first year here. I tendered a blank piece of paper. Wise words on white washi. Okay. You must be a man of great standing. Oh yes, so I've often been told. And often like to be told, it seems. Yeah. Could you perhaps tell us exactly what you've been arrested for? Why you've been arrested, Sosuke-san? Sosuke-san. I didn't do it. I didn't commit that atrocious murder. Blah, blah, blah. Language. Sometimes difficult. Murder? Oh, no, it's all right. The woman didn't actually die, did she? But she was stabbed with a knife right before my eyes. Before your eyes? You mean you saw the attacker? I didn't see anyone. Okay. What the heck? What? If I'd seen a person who did it, do you think I'd be locked up in here? Oh dear, it seems this case is becoming rather complicated. Why me? Why me? Why did that silly woman have to be stabbed in front of me? It's the curse! The curse of London. It's incredibly, inexcusably irritatingly inconvenient. Really? So Seki-san was there at the scene, but he didn't see the attacker. It's vital that we find out more about the case. About the case. Literally victim blaming. Yep. It was an accursed evening just after the snow had started to clear and heavy with fog. I'd been to the bookshop to buy some books, and I was on my way back to my accursed lodgings. Sure, the bookshop wasn't accursed too? As I was walking along that accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat. She was... And just as I went to overtake her, suddenly she let out a scream and collapsed into the cold hard floor. Collapsed onto the cold hard slabs of stone at my feet. How terrible! I'm sorry. But if you were behind her and you could identify that she was wearing a green coat, how on earth could you not have possibly seen the actual portrayer, the person who actually committed the attack? I don't like this guy. I called out to the woman, but she didn't move. It was like a ghostly, ghoulish, grim graveyard. Slight exaggeration there, perhaps. I was terrified. I had to get away from. I had to get away from there. It's hard to tell that that's a woman. The way that the hair appears to be tucked inside the jacket makes it seem like it makes them look more like a man. Of course, we don't know if this is what the victim actually looked like yet. So I ran as fast as my legs would carry me back to my accursed lodgings. The only thing that, and if this is actually what the victim looks like, the other thing that stands out to me is the fact that there's no blood on the jacket. That's not good. That's not good. They'll say it was shameful. They'll say it was shameful. I know, to run away like that. Yeah. Tell me, Sosuke-san, was the victim an acquaintance of yours? Don't be ridiculous. Do you think I know any of these fair-haired English and young women at that? And a young woman at that? And how could you possibly study the language without actually interacting with any of them? I'm diffident, shy, timid, unsure. I can't talk to people. Well, you sure are saying a lot, aren't you? Also, I'm not familiar with the word diffident. Diffident. Let's take a look at what diffident means. Modest or shy because of lack of self-confidence. Okay. One could say I'm diffident, which is very peculiar because I stream. I see. A young woman unknown to Susuke-san. Susuke. And at the time it happened? Who else did you see nearby? Did anybody pass you? Regrettably, apart from myself and the woman, I didn't see a soul. This all hinges on her being basically suspended by something. Previously killed, or, yeah, previously attacked. I keep forgetting that in this case the victim isn't dead. No one. Oh, great. So the woman was unknown to you, and there was nobody else on the street at the time. And so the victim was unknown to you, and there was nobody else on the street at the time. That creates something of a conundrum, doesn't it? What conundrum? Maybe the fact that if he was the only other person out on the street, then he's the only possible perpetrator. Unless she was already, you know, she was meant to be dead. And something was stopping her from dying out. Like she was knocked out, stabbed, unconscious, or strung up. I have no clue. This is so very confusing. What do you mean, Susato-san? What's the conundrum? Well, if what Susuke-san has just told us is true, there's something I can't explain. He says that he didn't know the victim and that there was no one else at the scene. Then he apparently fled without having been seen. Oh, how did he get arrested? I did! But if that's the case, surely this man has to be the culprit. You... What did you just say? I didn't say anything. I thought. Nothing. I didn't say anything. Okay, what the heck? Oops. Perhaps I thought a little loudly. Actually, that's not what was troubling me. What I was thinking was, how did Susuke-san actually come to be arrested? That's the other question. Okay, maybe that's vibrating, but it shouldn't be. He didn't touch the victim. Oh, wait, let me double check that. Sorry. He didn't touch the victim, and there was nobody at the scene to see him. So how did the police ever discover that he was there in the first place? Oh, yes. She's right. It was him. That accursed great detective. He led the police to me. Of all the bad luck. Ah, of course. Accursed great detective. Alright. I've got to do a quick BRB. Give me a few minutes. I appreciate everybody's patience. Could it be? Alright, I am back and I appreciate everybody's patience. I shall never forget that man's name as long as I live. With his haughty laugh and self-proclaimed greatness. Brash, big-headed busybody, be gone! Murloc Bones. May you be cursed until the end of your days, Airlock Shones. First, I knew it. Mr. Shones? Until a point. Well, I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips, that's for sure. It was the morning after that nightmare unfolded on the pavement before me. I was gnawing on a sliver of hard cheese when some men suddenly burst through the door. They started shouting at me, "This is the police! Put the weapon down!" Yes, it was a thin sliver, and yes, it was hard, but I wasn't eating a weapon. Disgusting dietary discrimination, devils. The alliteration. You clearly had a trying morning yesterday. And there he was in the middle of all the policemen, grinning like a Cheshire cat. That Airlock Sholmes. It's actually just Herlock Sholmes. He's English. I've since found out that he's a famous name in detection here in London. And Japan. Yes, the great detective really is really well known. And his overly sharp mind managed to deduce my whereabouts apparently. He thinks I'm the knife-wielding madman. Me, this weak, stooped kitten of a man. You're kind of not selling that image. Wouldn't you agree? I wonder what great deduction process led him to this conclusion this time. Do you mean to say that Mr. Sholmes' deduction was the only reason the police arrested you? That would be really most unreasonable. Well, the thing is, I was thrown into a panic when they barged their way in. Of course you were, that's only natural. I was terrified and trembling, and they kept throwing question after question at me. It's in impossible English. Fiendish foreign flammery. Well, we are in England. You can't really blame them for questioning you in English. Good point. But my mind went blank. I knew I had to answer, but I didn't know what to say. So I just kept repeating things like, yes, I do, and I'm fine. The heck is wrong with you, sir? The next thing I knew, I was in manacles, and before I knew it, I was thrown in here. Oh dear, I'm hardly afraid. I'm afraid that's hardly surprising. I'm fine. He's not fine now. Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Why would he use the honorific Esquire if he doesn't know that? Ugh. Oh, you just call me Naruhodo. And when we're speaking English, a simple Mister is more than enough. Oh yes, right, all right. Yes, they've really got to me. This country is poisoning my mind. But please, I beg you, defend me in court tomorrow. You can tell them what really happened. You'll do it, won't you? Well, why is it so hard to say yes to me? Because you make it very difficult to believe you. Well, the thing is, I'm just a student like yourself on a study tour. A student. I have defended a case in the Old Belly only one time, though. I have defended a case in the Old Belly only one time, though. But at this moment in time, I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. I'm confused about what justice is in this country even means. Oh, Naruhodo-san. I'm not even the foreign student who was supposed to be here. Okay, Naruhodo, I'm gonna help you, okay? Are you ready? You'll be amazed by this, but it actually works. You must be confident when discussing things with your client. Otherwise, it's very difficult to get your client to believe in you. Even if you don't believe in you. I'm a sort of locum lawyer, I suppose. Okay, now that's another word I've got to look out. Locum. A person who stands in temporary for someone else in the same profession, especially a doctor or clerk. Gosh, and oh, my nose. But that armband, it's the mark of a defense lawyer from our great empire. It's a keepsake from the man who should have been here. He was my best friend. A keepsake? I know exactly what they're saying about me. Oh, who do you mean? Oh, who do you mean? The lawyers, all the British defense lawyers, they won't defend me. Goodness, why? Why do you say that? For the same reason as you know before, when it happened. There was only the victim and myself around, and I ran away from the crime scene. I'm not a fool. I know it looks as though I must be the culprit. It must be very hard for you, Sosuke-san. And anyway, I'm a student from overseas. I'm just a foreign nobody to them, someone not to be trusted. I heard them openly laughing about me before, in my earshot, without any compunction. Any trial for this man would be a waste of time, they said, and of course the foreigner did it. The having the gall say it, the man doesn't understand half of what's being said anyways. That's awful. And probably true. They're wrong. I've studied more English than half the policemen out there in the streets. I've traveled halfway around the world to learn about these people's country and its great history. But no one here wants to listen to a man with a strange accent. They all hate me. So at the very least, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who can listen to me in my native tongue. You could do it, couldn't you? When I look into your eyes, I can see it. I can see what you've been through. Susuke-san, it's just that... Give me a little time, please. I'll do what I can for the time being. What do you mean? We shall investigate the case as thoroughly as possible. If we can find some clues, it'll give us a much better chance, I'm sure. Oh, yes, thank you! I'll be here, all alone, waiting for you, locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Whoopsie. We should be going, then, Naruhodo-san. We have a case to prepare for. Alright. Oh, I can't examine. Alright, to Briar Road. "19th of February, Briar Road. So this is where it happened. Briar Road. Ah, look. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Ah, look, Mr. Naruhodo. Look at that regulation metal helmet. It's unmistakable. The men of Scotland Yard are here. They're investigating as we speak. That is their job, you know. But Mr. Naruhodo, to see them with my own eyes. They're often depicted in the adventures of Sherlock Sholmes. But I've never dreamt I'd come this close. To a real Bobby's helmet. What? The helmet? Of course. I have to try on one day. I have to try one on one day. Well, I hope your hatty dreams come true. What's the Japanese delegation doing here? Oh, Inspector Gregson. This isn't on the tourist trail, as I'm fairly sure you're well aware. Yes, of course. We're here to investigate. So you've been to the holding cells then? What'd you make of the criminal? He's not a criminal, as you put it, Inspector. He's a suspect. We'll see about that. You Japanese like to stick together, I suppose. Well, do what you will. It doesn't bother me. The bloke's in court tomorrow. Whatever happens, And the verdict's a foregone conclusion. Ugh, the stone-cold air of rejection. Take heart, London at this time of year is full of stone-cold air. That makes it worse somehow. Alright, so let's examine. We'll start with the examination. Oh, a British bicycle, look! Although the wheel is misshapen, I'm sure it couldn't possibly Although the wheel is so misshapen, I'm sure it couldn't possibly be ridden anymore. Is this just a localization issue? Or is this what she actually said? No? Okay, Pokey, explain. Because although the wheel is so misshapen, yeah, but although the wheel is so misshapen, I'm sure it couldn't be ridden. Those things are, it's a foregone conclusion. It's more like, with the wheel so misshapen, I'm sure it couldn't possibly be ridden anymore. Rather than because although implies that despite this fact, this is more like despite the fact that the wheel is so misshapen, I'm sure it couldn't possibly be ridden anymore. So it's missing a comma, you mean? There should be a comma after although. Although the wheel is so misshapen, I'm sure it couldn't possibly be ridden anymore. I can grant you that. Not great on grammar. Okay. Someone must have been doing some breakneck cycling. Well, if they crashed like that looks like it they did, yeah. It seems bicycles have become extremely popular in London recently. I find that hard to believe in the middle of winter. There's even a movement to change women's dress to allow them to ride as well. The bicycle fad won't last. I don't see why anyone would want to ride something like that. Goodness, do you dislike bicycles? No, not at all. I mean, it's not that I dislike them exactly. It's just that any occupation that involves taking both your feet off firm ground seems reckless. If you ever tried walking on stilts and fallen into a river, I know you would agree with me. Is that what happened to you with Ryunosuke? We'll have to hire a bicycle sometime. You can sit behind me while I ride you around. The phrasing. The Strand and Briar. That's a rather typical old brick building, isn't it? I'm sure it has a long and interesting history. Well, time certainly seems to have taken its toll on the place. It's crooked and sagging all over. Yeah, it is. In fact, it looks in decidedly worse shape than the other houses around here. We must find some cheap lodging ourselves as soon as possible. Yes, you're right. Cheap, but ideally reasonable level floors. Yeah, look at this. And that would be a Class A fixer-upper. What a delightful snowman. I didn't realize the English had a tradition of making snowmen as well. It looks a little creepy though. Oh, it has a scarf, look. You need one if we're out in this freezing cold air all the time. I wish I had one. I'm afraid our budget is somewhat frozen at the moment too. We certainly can't afford a scarf. Surely the snowman here wouldn't miss his. But the person who made the snowman certainly would. Yes, I know, you're right. Anyway, even if I borrowed it, it wouldn't do much to warm my neck, would it? Whoops. It's covered in snow. Sorry. A bot. Is there anything else that is blatantly out of... This patch of pavement must be where the incident occurred. Yes, it's very wide open space, isn't it? That's true. I can't see anywhere an attacker could have been hiding. Oi! What are you foreigners doing here? Ugh! Oh, we're, just investigating the scene, officer. Conspiring with that mustache fella from Japan, are you? Conspiring? Come here to destroy evidence, have you? Get out of here before I give you a... Before I give you a... I don't know what that word is supposed to be. What is that word supposed to be? A whipping? No, that wouldn't be a whipping because there's no D in whipping. It's not caning. Not beaten. What would that word be? I'm trying. I guess it's an item of some sort. Go on. He shoot us away like rats. Yes, we should give him a wide berth, I think. What a disappointing experience. Oh, that's a Scotland Yard carriage. They use vehicles like that to rush to crime scenes and cart away criminals. You're very well informed, aren't you? It's long been a dream of mine to ride one of those through the streets of London. Well, just pick up a stone and throw it through one of the windows then. But that would mean being arrested in order to write it, wouldn't it? Still, if it's the only way, help me find a good stone. No, 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 I wasn't serious. All right, converse. Tell me about Scotland Yard, Inspector. Ever since I read about it in the Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, I've been fascinated by the place. The Yard is one of the most sophisticated policing organizations you'll find anywhere in the world, ma'am. Okay, I must. There was a phone call of some variety. Oh, and you know, I've always dreamt of wearing a real Bobby's helmet. It does make them look the part, seeing that policeman there with his helmet on. Debatable. You certainly get the sense that this is a man who will take no nonsense in the duty of protecting the city. Oh yes, doesn't he just look wonderful? Being a London Bobby is outgoing, I can tell you. Oh, really? First thing in the morning, you know what he does? Goes round and rouses all the laborers on his beat so they can get off to work. What? He wakes people up? Yep, raps on their windows with a long pole. Did it myself going back a bit. No, that was a specific profession called knocker-uppers. I had no idea. The Bobby works for the people of the town. It's just one of his duties. After that, he starts tirelessly patrolling the streets all day long. He has to cover 20 miles a day. That's the regulation distance. Now I have to Google. I am not interested. Ah. So some British police did work as knocker-uppers to supplement their income. I can't really imagine how far that is, but it sounds like a long way. Or at least according to the AI summary. Let me see. 20 miles, that's approximately the distance from Tokyo to Yokohama. Really? On foot? That's definitely taking a step too far. Taking things a step too far. Again, that would be a profession called gaslighters. Or lamplighters, excuse me. Not gaslighters, lamplighters. It's amazing. Some of the things this teaches me and some of the things it doesn't. And when it gets dark, of course, he has yep. Oh my. And I suppose in between all those duties, Bobbies are expected to investigate cases as well. And chase after criminals trying to evade the law. I'm not sure you could call it in between exactly, more alongside I get, but yes. They're expected to handle those jobs as well. We do have men keeling over from time to time, I admit. I'd always dreamt of wearing one of those helmets, as I said. But it's with a heavy heart that I shall have to relinquish that dream to you, Mr. Naruhodo. What? Your heavy heart will be my heavy head if you do. It happened at around 5 in the evening 2 days ago. Just there on that open bit of pavement. The victim, a young woman, was stabbed with a blade from behind. Is it right that the lady is still unconscious now? You mentioned that she's being treated in a hospital. I never said she was a lady. Truth is, unless she comes around pretty smartish, we won't be able to find out much about her at all. So that punchline would have worked better if his lady was a capital L, while Naruhodo's was lowercase l. I suppose that means they haven't been able to take a statement from her, of course. Here's a map of the local area I happen to have on me. You can take it if you want. Really? Are you sure? It's yard policy to give lawyers defending suspects the odd bit of information to go on. I haven't actually accepted the job yet, but still. Thank you, Inspector. We gratefully accept. The local map has been entered into the court record. Anyway, as far as we know, there was no one else on the scene other than the victim and your fellow countrymen. So, who did it, do you think? Not much of a head-scratcher, is it? Well, I know Mr. Natsume is also claiming not to have seen anyone around, but... just because he didn't see anyone doesn't mean we can be sure that nobody else was present. I'm sorry to have to tell you, but we can most certainly be sure. How? Because, ma'am, the precise moment of the stabbing didn't go unnoticed. It what? We have two very reliable witnesses, no less. Ah. It was a typical foggy London day, and your client obviously didn't see them. There were witnesses now? Yeah, then the question becomes, okay, so why are the witnesses not suspects? Who are these witnesses, Inspector? A fellow and his wife, and the man's one of the most reliable and respected citizens in all of London. He's a copper from Scotland Yard. Ah! A policeman? That might change things. And the policeman just happened to be there at the exact moment the woman was attacked? Nothing peculiar about that, ma'am. Part and parcel of being a bobby, catching them banging the act and all that. Or framing somebody else. But we'll see. Do you think it might be possible for us to ask the policeman a few questions? Be my guest. You can ask him what you like in court tomorrow. Oh. I have no doubt he'll be summoned as a witness. So I'll give you something to look forward to. That's that then. He's got no intention of letting us meet the man beforehand, it seems. A policeman witnessed the incident. No duh. As your judicial assistant, I must warn you that this could make our job very difficult indeed. Yeah. Yes, as a non-judicial assistant, I could have warned me of that too. Oh yes, one more thing, Inspector. What? The person who led you to the suspect. I heard it was Mr. Herlock Sholmes. What are you bringing him up for? Was it something I said? The color has drained from his cheeks. Who did you hear that name from? Oh, well, it was Mr. Natsume who mentioned it. He said that Mr. Sholmes was with the police when they entered his lodgings. I'm sure it was the result of one of Mr. Sholmes' inspirational great deductions. Fiddle faddle. Huh? The man's an amateur, and I'm getting sick and tired of him showing his mug everywhere. Oh. I don't know where he gets his information from, but he turns up at the scene of the crime, wanders around spouting incomprehensible rubbish, and before you know it, he claims to have solved the case. Yes, he's quite astounding, isn't he? He is a great help to Scotland Yard, though, isn't he? So is this gibble gabble or gibble gabble? Ugh. Huh? Ever seen this before? Oh, yes. That's Rand's magazine. The wonderful publication in which the adventures of Herlock Sholmes appears. Yes, well, that wonderful publication, as you put it, seems fit to include several of the Yard's detectives in its stories. Thought we've already established that. And that's in the so-called great detectives makes a mockery of all of us. If you ask anyone at the Yard, it's a misadventure to be included in any of Herlock Sholmes' tale at all. Well, I suppose there's an element of that. We work our socks off, every one of us, only to be frumped by the public thanks to that obnoxious detective. Or maybe it's because people don't see you doing anything. The man's as dangerous to us at Scotland Yard as he is to all our criminals. That can't really be true, can it, Inspector? Clearly, the great detective and the police have a complex relationship. That twitchy Japanese bloke goes on trial tomorrow. Are you going to defend him or not? Well, make no difference to me, but I will just say this. No London lawyer with his salt would touch the case with a that case with a barge pole. Because the prosecution is being handled by the Reaper of Bailey, you mean? There's no way to save the man now. It's a waste of time trying. It is all bit of strange though. Sorry. The Reaper. He hasn't appeared in court once for a good few years now. Yes, we did hear something to that effect. And the only people he usually bothers with are the real scum, the master criminals, the violent ones. Master criminals? The violent ones? That's right. He handpicks his victims. Only deals with those guaranteed to the gallows for their sins. But Mr. Natsume wouldn't hang for what he's accused of, surely. That's just my point, Sunshine. Yes, the young woman was stabbed, but it didn't kill her. Couldn't even say the intent was there. Excuse me. This isn't the sort of case I'd expect the Reaper would want to sink his teeth into, for want of a better phrase. Well, it's not exactly a minor infraction, is it? No, there's got to be more to it. Some reason he's taken an interest. Really? What sort of reason is that, Inspector? You think I can tell what's going on inside the head of that Lord of Darkness? Apparently, we're not the only ones that make a comparison to vampires with him. You'll have to ask him yourself at tomorrow's trial. Are we really gonna have to face the Reaper again? The Lord of Darkness, as he put it? Well, I don't think we're going to get any more useful information out of the detective. Mr. Naruhodo, can I make a suggestion? Oh, yes, what is it? Well, it seems to me that we must speak with him about this. By him, do you mean Mr. Sholmes? Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Exactly. Look at those shining eyes. You can't wait, can you? Well, Mr. Natsume did blame Mr. Sholmes for this, didn't he? Yes, he did. He really did. which makes him an involved party in the case. Are you just going to ignore that? I hope not. I assure you, it's not simply my selfish desire to meet Mr. Sholmes again. It's not just that, but it's partially that. The trouble is, the stooge is hungry. Again. Playing a visual novel. Again. The trouble is, we have no idea of the man's address, even so how? It's Baker Street. How do you know that? It's in the stories, of course. 221B. Baker Street, the most famous address in the world. Why do you have a wagging tail, Pokey? Well, there's nothing to stop us from going, I suppose. We better try to find our way there before Susato-san gets any more excited and unpredictable. Hurrah! I'll summon a carriage. That's gonna be expensive. So, we're to have a reunion already. With the great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Let's see if we can examine. Nope, because the police are still there despite the fact that here they don't show up. A new location has been added. The police are investigating even in this biting cold. Let's see. Okay, so Susato gives an opinion about all the places we can travel. The Lord of Chief Justice, the office of Lord Chief Justice Strongheart in Britain's great capital city, London. Its grand stone architecture and the echoey tick of the vast cogwheels lend it an air of authority. I always feel on edge here, but there are so many interesting books I wish I could borrow. The scene of the crime, it's a fairly wide street that easily accommodates carriages lined on both sides by tall brick towns and houses. The police are investigating even in the biting cold. The prison cell where the defendant, Mr. Susuke Natsume, is being held. It's quiet and the light from the candle is dim, but there's little chance of sleep. Visiting a cold, dark jail brings home the reality of crime and punishment. (221B) Baker Street, the home and office of the most famous detective in the world. Can we really visit, do you think? Oh, pinch me, I'm sure I must be dreaming.
Thank you very much. It's just up there overlooking the street. Good day.
Thanks again. this is it. The residence of Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Why does he have a British accent? "19th February, 12:53 p.m. Sholmes suite. What I find funny is the driver. It's like, yeah, it's just up on the road a bit, and they're like, and they just turn around, and there it is. So this is where the great detective makes his living. It feels surreal. It feels surreal to be here somehow. Is it as described in the stories, Miss Susato? Susato-san? I was expecting to see her turn around with the sparkly anime eyes like, many famous cases have been solved here in this very room. Oh, I suppose they must have been, yes. I've never read the stories, so it's hard for me to get quite as excited about it as she seems to be. The detective chases the villain relentlessly as he disappears into the fog down an unlit London street. Oh, the thrill of it, the romanticism. Can you feel it, your heart thumping in your chest? Can't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, I suppose I can, yes. So, if you don't mind, I'll just stand here and soak up the atmosphere for a while longer. Please don't mind me. Huh. Oops. Huh. She's obsessed. That is a very big shoe. And what's with this one? They have a knife in the wall. Well, it looks like our detective friend isn't home at present. Excuse me, is anybody home? Oh, do we have a visitor? Oh, wrong voice. Hmm. Hello. Is it a big new case for Mr. Sholmes? Hello? Wait. Aren't you? Oh, how rude of me. I'll go make some tea at once. I'm sure it's the same girl. Miss Usada, did you see that who that girl was here just now? Oh yes, isn't it truly extraordinary? To think that the King of Bohemia came to visit this very room to ask Mr. Sholmes to take on his case. The King of Bavaria? The King Wilhelm Gottsreich. Sigmund von Ormstein, of course. I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank. I hate when my Pringles break up in the can. It doesn't happen often. Normally, it happens because of people shaking them. Do I know what kingdom, what country of today is the continuation of Bohemia? Well, my gut says go with Prague. I don't think Prague's is Prague a country, or is Prague I can't remember if Prague's a country or a city. I don't know. I have a hard enough time keeping track. Pain. Poland? I have a hard I have a hard enough time keeping track of all the US states. I think Pokey's gonna kill me. Oh, Chesia. I can't even say it. Okay. That's supposed to be Chesnia, isn't it? Not Chesia? Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Forget the adventures of Sherlock Sholmes for a moment and look over there. The Czech Republic, he says. Right, but isn't that Chesnia, not Chesia? Oh, nope. Oh. You confuse me, Pokey, because you forgot the C. And H is right next to N. The tea's brewed, and I have freshly baked a cake. Ah, it's you! I knew Susato-san recognizes her, too. We're gonna skip this for now. We're gonna skip this. We saw it last week. It's the girl who turned up at the end of Mr. McGilded. Oops. It's the girl who turned up at the end of Mr. McGilded's trial in the defendant's antechamber. I've never met a lawyer from the Far East before. Poor you having to get straight to work when you've only just arrived in London. Oh yes, it was challenging. Well, try this tea. It's my own special blend, you know. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Is tea supposed to look that color? Oh my, what a fragrant yet mellow flavor. Hooray, it's a winner. I tried blending different leaves designed to alleviate fatigue, you see. You must be exhausted after your long voyage here, and you have another ticklish trial tomorrow. Oh, and you're to defend a Japanese man. I do wish you lots and lots of luck. Did Mr. Sholmes tell you about us by any chance? Oh, you know Hurley, do you? Hurley? Mr. Sholmes to you, surely. Mr. Scholes was a fellow passenger on the boat that brought us to Great Britain, you see. Was he really? Well, I had no idea. I'm afraid Hurley's out on an errand again today, even though he's just returned from overseas. Wait a minute. We met this girl for the first time ever yesterday, after trial, and only briefly at that. How on earth does she know so much about us? Did she deduce all those things, do you think? And perhaps more to the point, why is she here in Mr. Sholmes' suite? Oh, silly me. I haven't introduced myself, have I? Oh my. It's a great pleasure to meet you both. My name is Iris Wilson. I live here together with Hurley. Ah, Iris is it. What a lovely name. What? What? What's the matter? No, wait. This can't be. Did you say your name is Wilson? That's right, Iris Wilson. What's the matter with Susato-san? Why is she so flustered all of a sudden? Yes, that's right. Whoops. I didn't click. Yes, that's right. What's your names? Oh, I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a lawyer from Japan. Oh, sorry. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Susato Mikotoba. It's wonderful to meet you. Lovely, Susie. And Runo. Got it. Susie and Runo? There's more to this girl than meets the eye. I have so many questions for her, I don't even know where to start. Yes, and so do I. It was you that we ran into yesterday, wasn't it, at the Old Bailey? Yes, that's right. You were ever so helpful. Thank you so much. Oh no, not at all. I'm so sorry we couldn't have been more welcoming. Though at the time, we did have a rather large gun pointed at us. Like this? Thinking back now, you left with Miss Lestrade in tow, didn't you? Oh yes, that awkward witness, Gina Lestrade. Oh, Ginny? Yes. She's a professional pickpocket. So we found out. It was very naughty of her to pinch my invention like that. Are you referring to that trial-disrupting gun-like contraption? Exactly, so I followed her, you see, to get it back. Perhaps I should think about a fitting self-destruct mechanism in my inventions. Think about fitting a self-destruct system in my inventions. This girl is dangerous. Funny, she doesn't look like Darkwing. Anyway, I brought Ginny back here after that, so she could apologize to my trusty technician. Sorry, your technician. Hurley, of course, silly. Hurley? Yes, Herlock Sholmes. We live here together. I had no idea the great detective had such an interesting young daughter. Ryunosuke prides himself on his powers of observation, his ability to notice small things. But somehow, he has failed to notice that Iris's last name is Wilson. She is the daughter of the visiting professor that he was accused of killing. Daughter, not likely. What? I wouldn't call him Hurley if he was my father, would I? Well then, what is your relationship with Mr. Sholmes? Well, I expect you found out that lodgings of any kind in London are very expensive. So the solution is to share the cost with a partner, a roommate. Your roommates. I hope you don't mind me asking, Iris, but how old are you? 10, at last this year. Well, what of your mother and father? Oh no, they're not around. Oh, I see. I wonder what the story is there. Oh yes, there's something I must ask you. Oh yes, there's something I must ask you. That sounded so robotic. Of course, of course. Go ahead, Susie. I'm a very great fan of the adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, and... Oh, you have a copy of Ranced magazine? Yes! I've read every issue. It's delivered all the way to Japan on a ship. Oh, this is so exciting! My stories are being read on the other side of the world. My stories? That's right, Hurley is always solving such amazing cases, you see. And he tells me all about them. They really are quite fascinating. It would be such a shame if I was the only one who ever heard them, don't you think? Goodness! Last night he was telling me all about a new case he just solved on a steamship traveling from a faraway land. So I was just in the middle of typing up the manuscript for the next issue before you came. So you are the author. Yes, I'll let you in on a secret if you like. I'm going to call this latest adventure the Speckled Band. The Speckled Band? That's certainly familiar. Of course, I always change one or two details in the stories here and there. This time I had an idea of making a venomous snake be the cause of all the trouble. Oh, that was Mr. Sholmes' first thought as well, actually. Yes, and of course, I know that a snake might not be a credible fit for the facts of this case exactly, but it's a story. Some poetic license is justified to make it more thrilling, I think, don't you? So it's her low opinion of Scotland Yard that is causing all the problems, I guess. So, do you mean to say... Are the stories about Mr. Sholmes that are published in Ranced magazine all written by me? Yes. On my wonderful and very modern typewriter. But all those stories I've ever read are written by a doctor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson. Susato-san's getting more and more worked up. Ah, yes, that's me. I mean, my name really is Wilson. But what about the doctor of medicine part? That's all true too. I am a doctor of medicine. No, at 10 years old? At 10 years old. Well, that's quite incredible. But Dr. Wilson is an English gentleman. Ah, yes. I did alter the setting slightly for those stories to be more compelling. Oh. Well, it sounds a little strange, doesn't it? A great detective with a 10-year-old girl in tow? I suppose it does, yes. Poor Susato-san. Poor Susato-san. She looks like her whole world has just fallen apart. Oops. Your deductions just now. About before. Yes. What's on your mind, Bruno? Do tell me. How did you know that I was a lawyer and we just arrived in London, I mean? Yes. Oh, and that we have a difficult trial tomorrow. How did you know all of that? Oh, that's what you mean. Please, tell us how you did it. Explain every detail. Of course, I'd be delighted. Although, there's really no mystery. Now, Let's begin. Iris Wilson is proud to present her logic and reasoning spectacular. First of all, I knew already that you were a lawyer, Runo. After all, I met you yesterday at the Old Belly in the defendant's antechamber. But you also said that we only just arrived in London. How did you know that? I observed a passport and travel ticket protruding from your breast pocket. Oh. So I was reasonably confident that you must have just only arrived and that you have only just arrived in the country. And on top of that, you accepted a case against that particular prosecutor, telling me you were unaware of London's court affairs. The Reaper of the Bailey. I walked right into that one, didn't I? Then I noticed the red ink stamp on the back of Susie's hand. You were given that when you visited the local prison to meet with the suspect, weren't you, earlier today? Ah. They use those stamps to keep a close eye on comings and goings, you see. I didn't realize. And a red stamp is only used for people visiting foreign inmates. So that told me that even though you had only yesterday concluded the trial of Magnus McGilded, the two of you had already had cause to visit a foreign inmate at a local prison. However, neither of you was wearing a particularly sad expression on your face. So I concluded that the prisoner was unlikely to be a friend or relative. That led me to believe that you must have accepted a new case. I see. But how could you have known that the trial is tomorrow? Well, having barely been home a few hours yesterday, Hurley solved yet another case. It obviously amused him. He told me that he'd caught a Japanese man who was bawling and trembling. A Japanese man. Well, clearly that must have been Mr. Natsume. Now, Runo that has that fancy Japanese sword. And I think your outfit is called a kimono, isn't it, Susie? Sorry, I was just examining the red stamp. Well, anyway, it was clear to me that both of you come from Japan yourselves. So I put two and two together and decided you must be defending the Japanese man Hurley caught. So far, that is the only real leap of logic she's made. And there was only one conclusion those facts could lead me to. You both came here to ask Hurley about the case. There's a note on the mantelpiece that says the man's trial will be tomorrow. Hurley is always stabbing his notes with a knife, so you know, he is silly. And that's all there was to it, really. Thank you for listening. I'm Iris Wilson, and that was one of my great deductions. Well, was it a winner? Were my deductions correct? They were spot on. For now. That was amazing, Iris. Truly a great deduction. You managed the certain something of Mr. Sholm's delivery. Oh well. I was just copying Hurley's style for that. This is really very good news. Could you tell us about the case involving the Japanese man? You will, won't you, Iris, please? So yesterday, Mr. Sholmes apprehended a Japanese man, you were saying. Yes. Hurley had just arrived back in London after his sea voyage. Blech. But the police were waiting for him on the railway station to take him directly to the crime scene. Ah. The great detective is a popular man, it seems. Apparently, a woman was stabbed on a quiet street somewhere in town. There were witnesses who had seen a short, shifty-looking, stooped man running away from the scene. A short, shifty-looking, stooped man. Mr. Natsume, beyond any doubt. Sosuke-san said that he didn't see anybody else on the street at all. But it seems there were witnesses after all. Hurley used his great deductive powers to determine the man's address. It was a lodging room very nearby. He went directly there with the police, and what did he find? Alright, how much you want to bet that when he ran, the slip for the books that he got fell out of his pocket and contained his address? A short, sifty-looking, stooped man shivering in fear. Mr. Sholmes' great deduction certainly hit the mark this time. Of course it did. He's a great detective. Then how do you explain the times that his deductions weren't so great? Still, that means that the incident occurred only 2 days ago. Surely tomorrow is too soon for the trial, isn't it? Definitely, we have no time to investigate properly. Hurley says that London is rife with crime. Oh. Scotland Yard is doing its best, but they can't stay on top of it, apparently. Oh dear, I didn't realize the situation was so dire. That's why they can't afford to spend too much time investigating cases and trying the criminals in court. Staff and money are both short. crimes are usually pinned on the first suspicious person. Gee, isn't that convenient? That's terrible! I suppose it's the harsh reality of the workings of the world's greatest justice system. I suppose it is. But in that case, I don't hold out much hope for Sosuke-san. Thank you for answering so many of our questions, Iris. This has been very informative. Oh, you're most welcoming. I've had so much fun. Do you happen to know where Mr. Sholmes is at the moment? As you guessed, we would like to ask him some questions about this case as well. Oh, well. I expect Hurley is still investigating the scene. Of the case involving Natsume-san? Mr. Natsume, you mean? Yes, Mr. Nuts. Ome. Hurley said that he was going to the man's lodgings. If you leave now, you'll probably catch him there. Iris, do you know where those lodgings are? Well, I imagine the police are still investigating the scene of the crime themselves, aren't they? Do you happen to come across a detective by the name of Gregson when you were there? Yes, we know of Inspector Gregson. Ah, goody. In that case, give Gregsy this from me, would you? If you do that, I'm sure he'll tell you what you want to know. What is this? A 5-shilling piece and a postcard, it seems. A postcard for Inspector Gregson with a message on the back from Iris has been added. Yeah, Iris's postcard has been entered into the court record. It reads, "Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem." Gosh, this will make the inspector help us? Will it? As I drop my controller. Well, thank you, Iris. We'll give it a try. Good luck then. I'm going to return to writing my manuscript, The Speckled Band. I'll be making a more special blends of teas, so come back again soon. We'd be delighted. Thank you so much, Iris. Gosh darn it, I just dropped my controller again. Just a moment. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, it's back to the scene of the crime. No, Naruhodo. It's back to the scene of the crime. So somewhat dubious that they would exert any influence over the men of Scotland Yard at all. We headed back to the scene of the crime with Iris's curious note and one of the world's heaviest silver coins in hand. To be continued. Save. All right, I need to do a quick BRB. Give me a few minutes. I appreciate everybody's patience. Alright, I'm back and I appreciate everybody's patience. Now, let us continue. 19th February, 2:38 p.m., Briar Road. It looks as though the police are still here, carrying on with their investigation. Perfect, so let's find Inspector Gregson as quickly as possible. Yes, let's see if he'll take a break from his clips to look at that silver tip Iris gave us for him. Alright. Can we actually examine this more closely? This is a 5-shilling piece, isn't it? I believe it's called a crown. Yes, and you can train a Scotland Yard detective to do whatever you want with just a single one. Iris must be the most powerful 10-year-old in the world. How much is 5 shillings, by the way? What's it really worth? Well, it's probably enough to buy all the chips the inspector could possibly eat in a whole month. That's greasy. That was a terrible pun. Iris's little handwriting is adorable, isn't it? Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem. That sounds like a threat, doesn't it? Yes, the handwriting might be adorable, but the message is ominous. There's no room for sentiment there. I'm sure it's simply the way you're interpreting it, Mr. Naruhodo. Anyway, I do hope the inspector will tell us what we need to know when he reads it. You don't think it will just make him munch piping hot chips until steam comes out of his ears, do you? Well, that wouldn't be an entirely terrible outcome. Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment? I'm sorry to say I don't. I'm a very busy man. Much too busy to talk to a pair of foreign guideabouts, that's for sure. We have these for you. A present from Miss Iris Wilson. What? For me? From her ladyship? Her ladyship? Give that here at once. Come on, hand it over. That's for me. Don't wait for me to give it to you, will you? Her ladyship, though? Really? What was that coin exactly? It's a silver crown, obviously, but it's a lot more than that. It's, well, an appearance fee. That's what it is. It's an appearance fee. An appearance fee. Oh, I see. You mean... That's right, for the adventures in Herlock Sholmes. Her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me every time. Yes, of course, I know all about your exploits, Inspector. I read them avidly. Of course, using my name without my say-so does make me the butt of a lot of unpleasant jokes, but still. I'm sorry, Inspector, that must be difficult for you. Never you mind that. So, what did you want to know then, eh? I'm sorry. Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem, it says. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away. What do you want to know? Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector. We'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Ah, the little knife-wielding, mustached Japanese fellow. He lives in a right old hovel just over there. Look. On the first floor of that house on the corner, where that wrecked bicycle's propped up. That is nearby indeed. If I remember rightly, the landlord is a Mr. John Garadeb. Let me move my water. Right, well, if you see her again, you make sure to give her ladyship my regards, you hear? I mean it. You tell her that Gregson sends his very best wishes. Don't worry, Inspector, we will. Goodbye for now, then. And long live her ladyship. I am so thoroughly confused right now. Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before he left. Yes. So then, shall we go and see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings? Definitely. A new location has been added. The home and office of the world-famous great detective and his young companion, Iris. It seems people from all over the globe come to engage his consulting detective services. The workplace of the world's greatest detective. Oh, dreams. Oh, it's a dream come true. The lodgings of Mr. Sosuke Natsume, according to information gleaned from Inspector Gregson. We still haven't been here yet. I wonder what awaits us. Well, let's find out. This is odd. 19th February, Mr. Natsume's lodgings. May I help you? Yes. Would this be the residence of Mr. John Garadeb? Indeed it would, sir. And who may I say is calling? My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Mr. Naruhodo is representing Mr. Sosuke Natsume. I believe he takes lodgings here. Did you see her light up? That was amazing. Brilliant animation. We'd very much like to ask him some questions about our client. One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Garadeb. Did you see that, Miss Susato? That was a real-life English maid. I know. As I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff. But that was the first time I've ever seen one in the flesh. Oh, this day keeps getting better. It certainly feels like we've really arrived now, doesn't it? We need only to meet a butler, and the experience will be complete. Well, I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but I understand the sentiment. Thank you for waiting. Mr. Garadeb will see you now. This way. That is quite the appearance. He is definitely the man in the moon, isn't he? Good day to you. John Garadeb at your service. Pleased to meet you, sir. This is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. He's a defense lawyer. Do excuse me not getting up. I took a shot in the knee a few years back in the Battle of Maiwand. Don't you know? Earned a medal for my pains, but had to withdraw from service. Handed over the reins to the up and comings. So he's a retired soldier. It's a hell of a job getting up and downstairs now. I can tell you, don't get out much as you can imagine. Yes, it's quite a climb up here to the second floor, isn't it? I was panting at the top of the stairs. Ah, he was once an adventurer, exactly, and then he took an arrow to the knee. You really must take more exercise, Mr. Naruhodo. Do you think so? Well, Mr. Garadeb, no doubt you were very courageous to earn your medal. It was nothing. The medal is just a folderol, really. Wouldn't like to offend the general, though, so I grudgingly displayed it on the wall. Why don't you fetch it down, Joan? Let these good people see it properly. Joan, fetch the... Ah, dash it, old woman, be careful! Oh, dearie me, I do beg your pardon, sir. You jolly nearly took the skin off my hands. I shall be more careful, sir. So anyway, there you have it. Living the quiet life now. Yes, I see. Now then, I hear you want to know about the chap lodging downstairs. Is that right? Yes, we would be very grateful if you could answer some questions for us. Only two, please, naturally, especially if it helps keep the peace here in Blighty. We forged an alliance with the Empire of Japan recently, as I'm sure you're aware. So this case is very much in the public eye, as it were. Oh, is it? Even had some famous detective poking around, you know, in this old house. Would you believe? Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Could have been. I didn't catch the chap's name. Not really my cup of tea, all that detective business. Oh, but you have a copy of Randstad magazine here, so... no. Anyway, the chap's investigating the foreigner's room as we speak. So he's in Sosuke's room. Sosuke-san's room. Oh, I'm losing my will to breathe. It's a bally nuisance is what it is. The whole neighborhood's twitching its curtains now. I don't like all this fuss. It's jolly unsettling. I feel like the other half of his face that we can't see is absolutely grinning ear to ear. Well, mouth to ear. About Mr. Natsume. About Mr. Natsume then, Mr. Garadeb. Please do tell us. He reads it for the articles. Oh yes, the Japanese chap only been here for a week. Oh, just 1 week? So he moved in very recently then. I have 2 lodgers most of the time, one on the ground floor and one just below us. The first floor room became available. Dash it, old Joan! Do be careful! Oh my goodness, I'm terribly sorry, sir. If you want to know my opinion, I thought he was a shady sort from the moment I set eyes on him. Oh, why? He seemed to have a most nervous disposition, always shaking and looking over his shoulder. The man had shady written across his sweat-soaked brow, if you ask me. I said to myself, Joan, that man is trouble. Sooner or later, he's going to do something untoward. And I'm rarely wrong about anything. We won't be calling this maid as a witness, that's for sure. Was there anything else that struck you as suspicious about the man at all? Yes, oh yes, indeed there was. And she's dying... Whoops. And she's dying to tell us. Yeah, she's a gossiper. Had you noticed anything else about your lodger, Mr. Natsume? Oh my word, yes, the man was shadier than an orchard. Could you elaborate? Well, take the man's room, absolutely stuffed full of books it is. More than anyone could ever read. And he never so much as passes the time of day with another living soul. I haven't seen a single visitor call. He just trots off to that old bookshop every single day and comes back at 5 to light the gas fire. And the funny little man is up long past the time everyone else in the house has gone to bed too. Oh, I see. How would you know this if everybody else had gone to bed? The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed at around 9 each night, but I have never known that Japanese fellow to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning. How do you know this? Ah. Could you clarify something, I wonder? What, pray? How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine? Oh! I'd understand that neither of the lodgers live on this floor of the house, is that correct? That's right, yes. They're both below us. On the first floor and street level. Then how is it that you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? The precise times that they come back in the evening, for example. Even the times they go to bed. Ah! Good grief, Joan. Be more careful, woman. Oh my goodness, sir. I'm terribly sorry, sir. Something doesn't add up here. Yeah, no duh. She feigns going to sleep and uses the tea to stop him from talking. It seems the incident took place at around 5 in the evening. Did you happen to look out the window at around that time? The window? Yes, we noticed that the window over there looks out over the Briar Road. The incident took place on the pavement just on the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby? 5 o'clock is dinner time in the Garadeb household. So, I'm afraid I don't remember seeing anything. How about you, Joan? No, sir. It would have been dusk outside already at that hour. And with the fog as well, I should think it would have been quite impossible to see the other side of the road. Oh, I see. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary? Such as? Anything at all, even if it seems unrelated. Well... Yes, was there something then? Well, it's nothing particular, but about around that sort of time here that... For the love of God, Joan, watch what you're doing! Oh, dearie me. What have I done? What have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir. Do be more careful, woman. Of course, sir. If I may, Mr. Narrow Hollow. Yes? I have an exceedingly good memory as far as I remember. Nothing of any significance took place here at that hour. Nothing at all. Liar. Oh, really? Mr. Garadeb? The way you were talking before, it sounded rather like there might have been. Oh, well, as I was saying, it was just a trifling matter, really. Nothing of... Ah! Joan Dashiell, what is the matter with you, woman? Begging your pardon, sir. Nothing happened. Yes, quite. Nothing happened. We sat down to a quiet, uneventful meal. Joan? That's right, Mr. Garrideb. What is the matter with these two? Isn't it obvious? Sounds like something happened here in this room the evening of the event, but what? I wish I knew. Mr. Natsume's room. Could you tell us which floor Mr. Natsume's room is on? Why, certainly, just below us on the first floor. And Mr. Sholmes is investigating there as we speak. Yes, told me that's his name. I had asked him to look into the matter, so I gave him the key. Mr. Natsume has engaged Mr. Sholmes' services? That's a blatant lie. Would it be alright if we had a look around? In Mr. Natsume's room, I mean. Don't see why not. It's just down one flight of stairs. Who knows if we'll find anything that could help us with the case. But we have to try. Well, we need all the clues we can lay our hands on, shall we? Yes. And while we're there, we can speak with Mr. Sholmes again. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us more. That's a full-size cannon. What's it doing here? Oh my, it's real. I thought it might be a replica. That old thing, but it's a little more than a toy. Sorry. The army was selling it off when I retired, so I decided to give it a new home. Never know when the enemy might attack next. Jolly useful to have a cannon about the house. Really. It isn't overkill. Be prepared, I always say. You never know what this twisted world is going to throw at you next, boy. I mean, Naruhodo should know something about that. Wouldn't you agree? Do you think there may be trouble brewing, Mr. Garrideb? Always is. Take Joan here. Never fails to have a clean apron in reserve. Dries them over the barrel, you see. They dry very well on the cannon there. Joan tells me, which rather proves my point, I feel. It's been reduced to a drying rack. No wonder the huge cannon looks like it's hanging its head in shame. That uniform looks fairly ancient, doesn't it? It's clearly been well looked after, though. That old thing. Not much better than rags, really. Oh? Wore that ceremonial garb at my retirement bash, you know. But I'm not one for dwelling on the past. Me. Would have gladly thrown it out, but you know how it is. Anyway, it doesn't hurt to have the odd piece of memorabilia lying around, does it? Oh, I see. Perhaps we should leave the past in the past. Are those mortar shells? They're enormous. I hadn't noticed. What are they doing here? Ah, those old things. A couple of little rounds I accidentally fired into the barracks during training, you know. Became a bit of a colorful regimental folklore, that incident. You mean you deliberately hunted out the spent shells? Well, I wouldn't say deliberately exactly. They're only scrap iron, after all. Usually just throw them away, I believe. But you never know when things might come in useful, do you? Useful for what exactly? Yes, well, Joan here did manage to knock one of the bally things on my foot the other day while she was dusting. Oh no! Hadn't shed a tear since 1869 before then, you know. Maybe reconsider throwing them away. There's the medal. That looks like a Medal of Honor, and it's showcased in a very grand banner. Yes, it's displayed with some pride, I would say, although it bothers me that it's not straight. What? That old thing? Sorry? I should be glad to see the back of it, but the general would turn in his grave if I disposed of it. The wall's the best place for it. Keeps the bally thing out of my way. So it's been polished to a shine by accident, I suppose? There appears to be an inscription on the medal itself. Look. Let me see. It says, "For distinguished participation." Sounds like the kind of honors even I could be in line for. Well, one doesn't like to blow one's own trumpet, but I was given it for my time in the army. Can't measure an officer by the number of medals to his name, of course. Common knowledge in military circles. That portrait of Mr. Garadeb is glaring at me, I swear. Have you noticed that all the little frames containing photographic prints of Mr. Garadeb as well? Yes, and there seems to be a statue of a lion on the mantelpiece as well. Oh yes, seem to come back to the local pawnbrokers with that little trinket. Oh, okay. Seem to come back. What do you mean? The chap who runs the place is a bally wizard. Went in to sell him something and came out with that thing. In point of fact, now I think about it, I'd rather often find myself leaving the place with something I don't need. The lion ornament certainly does seem surplus to requirements. Susato-san doesn't pull her punches, or her throws for that matter. Look at that enormous screen. It must have been put there deliberately, surely. Yes, it certainly seems like someone's trying to hide something from view. What could be behind there, I wonder? I'm gonna have a very quick look, just a little peek. Maybe let's not, Miss Susato. I think the maid is going to head us off with a cup of tea. You see the blood there? Oh, look. What a wonderful collection of cakes lined up on that gleaming silver cake stand. Lined up? Looks more like someone has half demolished them, to me. Afternoon tea is an indulgence, you know. It's quite the English way. It is Mr. Garadeb's custom to take 2 cakes with his tea. That sounds delightful. Oh, wait a minute, though. There are at least 10 cakes on this cake stand. Well, naturally, and it would never do to waste the leftovers. So whatever Mr. Garadeb doesn't eat, I say to myself, Joan, you shall have to tidy up. How magnanimous of you. Look at all this crockery on display here. It's rather unusual, isn't it? Oh my, a genuine London dresser. Isn't it delightful? Although the shelves seem to be broken, and the crockery is. Oh dear, it's in pieces. Oh dear, it's in pieces. Wrong voice. It really is. The word cracked wouldn't do that chinaware justice. Ah, I wonder. Perhaps the cannon was fired at it? Yes, probably something like that. But let's not delve too deeply here. This window looks out over the Briar Road where the young woman was attacked. Oh yes, I can make out the police on the far side of the road investigating the crime scene. The glass is rather murky, isn't it? You can't see very clearly. Does this open at all, I wonder? I shouldn't underestimate the bitterness of a London winter, sir. Sorry. As soon as you open that window, the tea will freeze in the pot. No Londoner would go opening windows at dusk in the middle of winter, I assure you. It seems very unlikely. Hey, Briz. It seems very unlikely that these two would have seen anything of the incident then. Or Breeze. How are you doing? Alright, is there anything else for me to look at before I... Oh, the candelabra. Why is there a candle missing? Oh, that's good. I mean, it's not great, but alright is better than bad. This old candle holder looks a little out of place here, wouldn't you say? Yes, you're right. It's clearly supposed to be gold, but it's almost completely black for some reason. Ah, that old thing, yes. Just a cheap piece of ironmongery. Gimcrack, really. Oh. Used it when I was studying. I don't you know, for my commission. I know it's old, hardly worth hanging on to, really, but, well, still has its uses sometimes. Of course. Does everything in this room have some elaborate story behind it? They're memories, Mr. Naruhodo. Memories. That doesn't mean that they're not elaborate stories. Alright, let's double check now. I notice you have a pile of books here, Mr. Garadeb. Do you enjoy reading? Ever experienced a London winter, boy? The nights are long. No better way to pass the time than in front of the fire with a jolly good book. Oh! There's a copy of Rance magazine here, too. I see. No doubt Mr. Garadeb enjoys the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, too. The great detective has a great many followers, it would seem. Alright, that's probably everything. Alright. Time to move. A new location has been added. The suite on the top floor of the Garadeb household, occupied by the landlord, Mr. Garadeb, and his wife. The widow looks over Briar Road below. The window looks over Briarwood below. Wife or maid? Which is it? Even when they're a little worse for wear, English rooms are so splendidly colorful. I guess there was maybe, I don't know. We're going to finish with this cutscene, and then we're probably going to call it a day. 19th February. Mr. Natsume's room. Oh, look. The Windows tax. I did notice the sun and moon. Yes. Well, oh, give me, oh, I accidentally turned on auto. Hold on. What? Just look at this place and smell it. It's so musty in here. I suppose it's the mountains of old books that are responsible for that. All right, let's take a look at the court record and the people. I guess she's the sun and he's the moon. Well, he's obviously the moon. I didn't notice her as the sun, but you're right. I definitely noticed the moon. Oh, I screwed up. And smell it. It's so musty in here. I suppose it's the mountains of old books that are responsible for that. There we go. Now we're good. I don't think I've ever seen so many books in all my life. No, me neither. It's so dark in here, too. Is that the window over there? So, what's the actual idiom? Robbing daylight or something like that? Robbing daylight? I think it's robbing daylight. I don't know. It comes from... Oh my gosh. It's either stealing daylight or robbing daylight. I can never remember. Daylight robbery. That's the word. Daylight robbery. Daylight robbery is the one. It's an idiom that stems from when the UK was trying to bring in taxes by taxing people for the number of windows on their homes. So, as a response, especially especially landlords, would brick up or board up windows. And as a result, this resulted, many people actually died, either due to fires in the buildings or from asphyxiation, due to burning candles and such, especially during winter. Is that the window over there? Is that the window over there? Well, it was the window, I think. Yes, once upon a time. But for some reason, it's been closed up with bricks and mortar. I wonder if we'll get that explanation from Herlock. Daylight robbery is the term, not robbing daylight. So this is where Mr. Natsume lives. By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere, have you? No, that's true. But according to what Mr. Garadeb told us, the great detective should be around here somewhere investigating. Let's see. Well, that's not dangerous at all. That desk seems to be weighed down, wedged into a crevasse between the mountains of books on either side. I suppose Mr. Natsume would sit and read while stroking his cat. But surrounded on all sides by these towering old tomes, surely he dreamt of books every night as well. Yes, he must have done, mustn't he? Oh, what's this? A receipt from a secondhand bookshop, Your Books. Oh yes, Mr. Natsume's name is on it. Look, and the date of the purchase is 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m. That's the day of the incident. That's just a short while before he was embroiled in the terrible attack. He must have been on his way back from buying some old books. Secondhand book receipt added to the court record, entered into the court record. All right. So I'm gonna go on ahead and call it a day here because I am literally running out of breath. So with that, I do want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for spending your time with me. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you tomorrow, where we will continue our grave misadventures. The curse of reading. No, the curse of having to do all of the voicing. We will continue our misadventures in Silk Song, but hopefully we will figure out different things to do. Please use the hint. I will look at the hint tomorrow, Pokey. Until then, take care, everybody, and goodbye.